The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
With only 6 games remaining in the regular season, the playoff race is on in the PSAC West. The Vulcans are looking to keep pace with the top teams, while the Lakers are trying to hold on to a spot and snap a 2-game losing skid. Hello everyone, I'm Allison Steinheiser. Alongside me is Zach Lamar, and Zach, California's coming off of a big win against Slippery Rock.
Yeah, going on the road to Slippery Rock in the Morrow Fieldhouse, California able to come away with a double-digit victory, almost around 20 points. It was 85-67, and anytime you put up 80 points against any team, doesn't matter the record, you're going to have some confidence coming into your next matchup.
Yes, they are, and they're probably going to have some confidence too, because the Lakers, they're not coming off of a good offensive performance, especially with only 39 points.
Yeah, they actually had a bye on their last opportunity on Saturday, but last week against Seton Hill, they lost 65-39, and that's a 26-point deficit, and you're going to be a team coming in here hungry to prove the doubters that you can win on the road in a tough arena like the Convocation Center.
Now, it's been a couple of months since these two teams have met, but the last time California traveled up to the MAC earlier this year in November, they came away with the victory.
That was a 71-66 win for the California Vulcans, and that's a game really where Caitlin Frotz started to break out. She started the year, I think, 1 for 24 on her shot. She scored 15 points. Antonenko had 15 points in the game as well. She really broke out in that game. Has been on a hot streak ever since.
She really has, and taking a look at our players to watch now, a couple of players played well last weekend, but you have to look at Irina Kuko coming off the bench.
Irina Kuko, she had about 20 points in the game against Slippery Rock. She almost had a double-double as well. She would have been the second Vulcan with a double-double in the game. She has 6 rebounds. Good bench presence. Sometimes she can get in there. She's really a second-half player as well. Have a quiet first half and then explode in the second half and really propel her team to a large lead.
Taking a look at the other side of the ball for the Lakers, you have to look at Clocker.
Yeah, Adrian Clocker is the leading scorer for the Lakers, 15 points a game about. But the last game against the Vulcans, Artis was the leading scorer with 15 points. And Elena White down low is always someone to watch. But Clocker being the leading scorer, you're always going to have to play maybe a couple double teams on her as well and trying to force her into some turnovers today.
And California will have their work cut out for them today. It's the Think Pink game, so California will take on the Lakers next right here on CUTV.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV, log on, tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
With 18 institutions, My Conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, My Conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, My Conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Vulcan Women's Basketball on CUTV, brought to you by First Niagara Bank, JD Waterproofing, Lee Supply Company, the Physical Therapy Institute, Trip Total Media, and UPMC Health Plan. Zach, taking a look at the tail of the tape now, you see California scoring quite a few points.
Yeah, California really has the advantage in a lot of categories here. The only one that stands out that they don't have the advantage in is rebounding, and that's something Mercyhurst could use to their advantage, try and steal a victory away from California here tonight. They are averaging around 40 rebounds. California just about the same. The one area California excels at, though, is they have the height advantage over Mercyhurst. You have Alana Antonenko, Shanice Clark, and Nia Taylor-Clark, all over 6 feet tall. And Mercyhurst only has 1 or 2 players, actually 4 players that are 6 feet or over. So I have to see here who comes out on top in rebounds might get the win today.
That could be a big deciding factor in this game. And now we're going to take a look at the starters for both of these teams. These are the projected starters. There is one change, but Mercyhurst, you see Adrian Clocker also going to start. Pia Jesse is not going to start. Piscino, is going to start, as will Elena White, and number 32, Jessica Bell, will start as well. Now taking a look at the California starters, once again it will be number 2, Emma Mahadi, 11, Caitlin Fratz, 21, Mickey Glenn, number 25, Elena Antonenko, and number 45, Ashley Hines. Those have been the starters for head coach Jess Strom, and she's been riding them a lot right now.
Yeah, they've been the starters for the last 4 or 5 games together. Sometimes you see Ashley Hines out of the lineup, and you may have Cece Dixon or Shanice Clark or maybe even Marina Kuko start sometimes, but using the abilities that Ashley Hines and rebounding both on the offensive defensive end is the reason she's been in the starting lineup for the last 5 or 6 games or so. And when Alana Antonenko went down with injury on Saturday, she had a Charlotte horse. She's back in the lineup tonight, though. Nia Taylor-Clark and Shanice Clark filled in very admirably, as well as Cece Dixon, who scored a career-high 11 points.
Yeah, you have a lot of players in this California bench that can really come into the game and produce, so it's not just these starting 5 that you have to watch. We talked about our player to watch in Irina Kukul. She's very strong, and the same thing can be said, especially with Pia Jesse coming off of the bench.
And Pia Jesse, when she's coming off the bench, she's averaging about 9 points a game, about 5 rebounds as well. And she's 6'1", and she's also a freshman from Seton LaSalle High School in Bethel Park, so she has a lot of growing room, I guess you could say, not maybe in the literal sense of her height, but only as a freshman, she's only going to get better as her career progresses.
Absolutely, and this is a big game, Zach, for both of these teams. I know we'll take a look at the standings later, but it is very, very close from 3 down to 6.
Yeah, from 3 to 6, there's about a 1-game difference between all the teams. You have Cal, IUP, Mercyhurst, and I think Seton Hill has snuck their way in there as well, and Seton Hill beat these Lakers in their last matchup against each other by 26 points. So, and Cal beat Seton Hill, but you never know who could beat each other on any given day.
Could be anyone's game as we get ready for the tip here between Elena Antonenko and Alana White. Antonenko gets the tip. And Mickey Glenn is going to set the offense for California. Gives it to Caitlin Fratz. Fratz looks to drive inside, pulls back out instead to Antonenko. Inside now to Hines. Hines gets it stripped away. It's going to roll out of bounds. Possession will stay with California.
And Mercier is surprised by that call. I think that's why they didn't go after the ball, thinking it was out of bounds off of California, and California keeps possession with 13 on the shot clock.
Mickey Glenn, 10 seconds to work with, gives it to Antonenko. She has a lane, kicks it to Fratz. Fratz back out, but she steps out of bounds. So Mercyhurst will get the ball.
And something California has really struggled in their past few games, turnovers on their early possessions. You see right here, barely stepped out of bounds, not even sure if she actually did. California, if they want to win, they have to start early and get away from the turnovers in their first possessions.
On that play, it looked like she actually dribbled the ball out of bounds before she stepped out. Nevertheless, still a turnover. It's kicked out to Ortiz. Ortiz goes inside, tried to go back out to Bell, and now it's a break for California. Mickey Glenn drives, throws with the layup. That won't fall. Rebound comes to Mahadi, and California controls, but Mickey Glenn steps out of bounds.
And now right there, an opportunity gone to waste. Mickey Glenn should have had that basket. It was a long pass, and yes, she had to run after it, but she still should have had the fast break opportunity. And that's something the Vulcans have to capitalize on, getting those turnovers on the defensive end and capitalizing with scores.
Penasino brings it up. Gives it to Ortiz. Ortiz looking for some help. Goes to Clocker. Adrian Clocker inside to Bell. Jessica Bell over to Penasino. Looking for some help. She almost has it stolen away. California does get possession. Now it's Caitlin Franz with a chance here. She goes in and gets her first point.
And just like I said, the turnovers on defense, you have to score, and right there, Frotz does a good job. Now 17 points against Mercyhurst in 2 games and only looking to add to that total.
Penasino pulls up, gives it to Clocker, inside now to White, now quickly to Bell. Bell throws up a shot. That is good over Antonega. 2 points for Jessica Bell, and we're tied 2-2.
That one was very high off the top of the glass. Surprising that one went in based on the defense from the 6'3" Elena Antonenko.
Mahadi had almost stepped out of bounds, but she was able to catch herself. Now California's going to reset with 18:05 left in the first half. It's Mickey Glenn. She gives it to Mahadi. Mahadi drives inside, throws up a shot. That's partially blocked. Hines gets it, and she puts it back up for 2 points.
And that's what Ashley Hines brings to the table when she's out there. Offensive rebounding prowess down low. She's only 5'11", but she does a great job of getting her hands around the lanes down low and trying to fight for the ball.
Clocker looks to drive inside, try to go to White. White does control it, kicks it out to Ortiz. She thought about 3, instead drives inside, throws up a shot. That is good, and the game's tied at 4. 17:31 left to go in the half.
And both of the shots that have gone for Mercyhurst are just high off the boards. They're just kind of throwing it up there, and it happens to go in. You keep doing that, you're not going to hit every one.
Mahadi resets the offense. Gives it to Fratz. Caitlin Fratz now to Mickey Glenn. Back to Mahadi. Mahadi pulls up, looking for some help here. She tried to go to Antonenko. It's bounced away, though. Some miscommunication there. California almost got it back, but Clocker controls it. Clocker settles it down, looks to drive inside, now throws a shot. That is good, in the game. It's it's 6-4 for the Lakers.
And that's the fast start that the Lakers needed, getting some turnovers and scoring on those turnovers, something California has done in this game but needs to capitalize a lot more on. We're going to see Seabaum and Kuko come in at the next opportunity.
And Zach, it seems like this game has opened up as Fratz throws up a 3. That's no good, and Clocker's going to come down with it. Clocker brings it up. She's trying to slow the pace down, steps inside, throws up a shot. That's no good. Rebound comes to Hines. Glenn quickly to Mahadi. Emma Mahadi pulls up, takes a jumper. That's good for 2. Emma Mahadi ties the game at 6.
And Emma Mahadi in her last game, 22 points and 15 rebounds. I'm sure she's not going to replicate that tonight. It's hard to do that, but if you can get around 15 to 16 points with Mahadi, she's already one of the leading scorers on the team, about 13 points, doing a good job on offense.
That is good. Another 2 points for White. 8-6 now the score, just under 16 minutes to play.
And something California has done is they've rushed their offensive opportunities so far. They've run down the shot clock a couple times. They're trying too hard and rushing their shots.
It's going to be a travel here against Fratz, and you're right, Zach, because we've already reached our first media timeout, a high-scoring affair, and both of these teams really rushing their offensive possessions. Yeah,
Mercyhurst, they're the team that's been more successful so far in rushing. As we're going to look at some of the replays right here, Caitlin Frotz, that was the first basket for the Vulcans of the game, and that was on a fast break opportunity based off a steal, and Mickey Glenn actually should have had a basket off of that before. And right here, hard to tell, that's Jessica Bell, just throws it up almost off the top of the backboard near the shot clock. Happens to go in. That was the first bucket for Mercyhurst, and they've had a couple of those go in. And then Emma Mahadi gets that one blocked, but Ashley Hines, the Bulldog down low, gets the rebound to go in, and Mahadi has 2 points already. Hines has 2, and Fratz has 2, but they've had a balanced attack, but it just seems like the shots are being rushed. As you see, Ortiz go in and get 2 as well. And then Clocker, who was our player to watch, averaging 15 points a game. The only Mercyhurst player averaging double figures in points, gets 2 of her own right there, making an 8-6 Lakers lead.
And taking a look now at the team leaders for California, you talked about Emma Mahadi having a very strong game, leading the team in points. Ashley Hines, she's a good player down low as well. Mickey Glenn leading with assists, and Hines once again with steals.
And then we look at Mercyhurst Clocker, like we said, the only one in double figures in points. Elena White, 9.1 rebounds. Penasino, 64 assists, and I did not able to catch who's leading in steals, but a good defensive team Mercyhurst is, only allowing 67 points a game against them.
Back to action, California playing Very tough defense right now. White breaks it though. She can't get her shots falling. Hines comes down with the rebound.
And that's 3 rebounds now for Ashley Hines. She only had 3 total against Slippery Rock in the game, I believe.
Mahadi drives inside, throws up a shot. That doesn't fall. The rebound comes to Ortiz. She's going to bring it up for Mercyhurst. Ortiz still has control of it. As you said, Kukul and Seabaum came into the game. We're going to have a foul here. A 5-second call against Mercyhurst.
That's going to go on Elena White as she's talking to the ref right now. I thought when I saw the 2 twos thrown up there, I thought it was going to be against Irina Kukul for a personal foul on defense, but we see Kate Seabaum bringing it up.
Kukul has it at the top of the key. She gives it now to Fratz. Caitlin Fratz drives inside, throws up a shot. That is good. 2 more points for Caitlin Fratz. She's up to 4, and it ties the game at 8.
Averaging nearly 11 a game as Fratz. She'll sometimes have those games where she scores about maybe 8 to 10, but the team still wins, and then she'll have her games where she just goes off on the team.
And White with another 2 points there. Strong play down low.
And Elena White, she is a 5'11 senior from Maryland, and that's what she's going to bring, or excuse me, Massachusetts, actually, not Maryland. I got my abbreviations of state mixed up. But she's going to bring height down low to Mercyhurst, and that's what she provides, especially the 9.1 rebounds a game.
Seabaum drives inside. She's double team, kicks it out to Fratz. Fratz throws up a shot. That is going to get the bounce. Another 2 points for Caitlin Fratz.
And she started out with the hot hand so far. Like we said, Kukul, a second-half player. A lot of the players on the Vulcans team like to heat up towards the second half of the game.
3 here by Ortiz does not fall. Rebound comes to Clocker. Her 2 will not fall. Rebound gets kicked out to Bell, though, and Bell's shot will. 3rd time's a charm for the Lakers as they lead 12-10 with 13:35 left to go.
And that's something the Vulcans have to take advantage of, is the second chances. You can't let them score. As Fratz hits a 3, and that gives her 9 points in the game.
And that's a big 3 for California as it now gives them the lead, 13-12.
But if Caitlin Fratz keeps scoring all the points for the Vulcans, though, eventually the Lakers are just going to D up on her and make someone else make shots. And you have a couple players out there capable, Mahadi, Kukul, even Ashley Hines. You have to see other Vulcans get involved.
Going to be a foul here. It's going to go against California. I believe it'll be against Emma Mahadi. We'll have to wait for the call, and it will be against Mahadi. That's her first, team first.
It looks like just an incidental contact foul right there. She's just trying to guard. As we see, Shanice Clark is going to come in the game now for Ashley Hines.
Inbound underneath, ball gets on the floor. Brought out, though, by Penasino. She resets, 13 minutes to go in the half. Vulcans lead by 1. Penasino gives it to Ortiz. She backs up, looks for some room, but she's pressured by Fratz and Mahadi now. Kicks it to Penasino across the court to Clocker. That was almost too far. She kicks it inside now. And that's going to be broken up as Pia Jesse, who had entered the game, can't control it.
And Caitlin Fratz right there is really the disruptive force in this play. Pia Jesse gets it down low, but Fratz comes out of nowhere and makes Pia Jesse readjust herself and just loses out of bounds. A good turnover caused by Caitlin Fratz right there.
Seabaum kicks it to Fratz. Now back to Seabaum. Wide open 3 for Kate Seabaum is good. Seabaum gets on the board with 3, and the Vulcans lead by 4.
And the senior from Australia has lost some minutes this year with the emergence of Mickey Glenn and other players like Chelsea McKnight, but a lot more minutes recently, and she's taking advantage of them, maybe not offensively, but her defense and senior leadership.
Wide open 3 by Clocker, and that is good. Both of these teams shooting very well right now.
16-15 game with 12 minutes left still. You might see both these teams break 30-35 before the half is over.
Mercyhurst coming off just a week, only scoring 39 points, trying to open up the game early on. Vulcans give it to Clark down low. Double dribble call here against Clark. And with that, we've reached our second media timeout. We're going to take a break. Vulcans lead by 1 right here on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Let's take it to the field. I come through like a freight train, about to push the line back. Only see the gold line, don't matter if your line stack, because I'm a soldier. You can see my face paint, know that I'ma get mine by knowing that the rest can't. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on.
Welcome back to CUTV's coverage of Vulcan women's basketball, and you see there, as we alluded to earlier in the broadcast, a very, very tight race between most of the teams in the PSAC West.
Yeah, Edinburgh and Gannon have really started to pull themselves away. California playing Edinburgh this coming Saturday at Edinburgh, but Cal, IUP, Mercyhurst, Seton Hill, even Pitt Johnstown are really fighting for playoff positioning at this point in time. And something I noticed, Mercyhurst, 6 freshmen on this roster. To produce that result with 6 true freshmen on your team, big result.
Absolutely is, and Fratz drives inside. She does a shot. She gets the fall and the N1. And talked about new players. She's not a freshman, but Caitlin Fratz has really stepped up her game in the second half of this year.
Yeah, the transfer from Pitt Johnstown from Accident, Maryland. She's a junior this year, so only 2 years in the Vulcan system she will have. But starting 1 for 24 in the year, she's still only shooting about 40%. But now she has 12 points in this game, averaging 10.7 on the year. Really been the key offensive presence for the Vulcans lately.
And that foul was on Penasino. It was her first, team second. Artis has it, kicks it out to Clocker. Clocker with 11:25 left to go. The Vulcans lead by 4. Going to be a foul against California. Going to go against Kate Seabaum. It's her first, team second.
And Seabaum, that's the reason she lost so many minutes, is in the early games she fouled out, I think, of the first 3 games of the season. So she was playing inconsistent and a little bit undisciplined. That really lost her minutes.
Clocker drives inside. Her shot no good. Pia Jesse's shot is, though, and she gets her first 2 points on the day.
And one of the freshmen we talked about from Mercyhurst, a 6'1" forward from Bethel Park.
Clark throws it up over Elena White, and that's 2 points for her. Extends the lead back up to 4 with 11 minutes to go in the half.
And another transfer from Santa Fe Community College in Florida, doing a good job. She's played a lot of meaningful bench minutes, averaging 2 points a game, gets her first 2 there.
The 3 does not fall. Clocker gets the rebound. Her shot no good, and the rebound comes to Seabaum. Seabaum brings it up for California. Gives it to Kukol. Kukol drives inside, drives around White. Her shot does not fall, and it's going to come to the Lakers.
And both teams kind of just stood around waiting for a call right there, thinking there should have been a foul as White goes in and drives and scores, but no call was announced against Irina Kukol, and the basket would not count. It's still a 2-point lead for the Vulcans.
And Zach, the Lakers look like they're really trying to open it up. California's trying to get set plays. The Lakers, though, trying to use their speed. California trying to set something up here. They give it to Clark inside. Clark turns, takes a shot. That will fall. Another 2 points for Shanice Clark, and the Vulcans now lead.
That's now a 4-point lead for the Vulcans, and Shanice Clark might be that other player that we talked about try and get involved. 4 points only, but she's the second leading scorer for the team.
Artis has possession, gives it to Clocker. Clocker open 3 is good. And the lead is cut to 1 with 9:36 left to go, and we're going to see a timeout here by California.
And it seems like every time California tries to get out to a big lead, nothing comes of it, and that was actually only going to be a 2-pointer, it looks like, not a 3. As we'll see right here, her foot looked like it was barely on the line, so we might get to see a review of that possibly. But every time California tries to extend their lead, Mercyhurst keeps coming, fighting back, and it seems like no one can really defend either of these teams tonight so far. Really good shooting-wise are both teams. Fratz with 12 points, Clocker leading the way with 7 for Mercyhurst, it's just someone's going to eventually have to cool down, and whichever one does, the other team's going to try and build a big lead. Excuse me.
California, as you said, up by 2. Both teams staying out of foul trouble. So far, only 2 team fouls each. Checking into the game is Cece Dixon as well as Chelsea McKnight, and Ashley Hines is back into the game. Mahadi drives inside. She tries to throw up a shot, gets stripped beforehand though, but it did go off of Mercyhurst and out of bounds, so California will maintain possession.
And that's somewhere where California, they've been rushing their opportunities. Mahadi could have thrown it out to a teammate and trying to reset, get a better look as we see Fratz taking another shot.
That is good. Another 2 points for Caitlin Fratz. Already she's up to 14 points. Penasino brings it up. Gives it to Clocker. Clocker for 3. That is good, and Clocker cuts the lead down to 1 for California.
And that's 10 now for Clocker, so both number 11s for both teams are really heating up and fueling the fire for both of these squads.
Mahadi thought about a 3, steps inside, takes it 2. That's no good. Rebound comes to Hines. Ashley Hines throws it back up, and that's good for 2 points for Ashley Hines.
And Hines, that's her second offensive rebound in the game, and that one just happened to fall into her hands, but she takes advantage of those opportunities. That's why she's out there, even though with her height disadvantage down low near the basket.
Penasino, 15 seconds to work with on the shot clock. She pulls up and looks for help. Going to get worked around now to Clocker. Clocker trying to drive inside. 5 seconds on the shot clock, throws it up. That doesn't hit anything. California gets possession.
And I think that one was blocked by Fratz, as Fratz had good defense on that one.
Speaking of good defense, she just turned it into some offense. It's Caitlin Fratz with another 2 points, up to 16 already in this game.
And we might see her break 30 to the 40 range if she keeps this up in the game. Now a 5-point lead for the Vulcans.
Clocker gives it to Katie Fisher. Fisher goes back to Clocker. California playing very tight defense, goes over to Fisher. Fisher looks to drive inside. She throws up a shot. That is good. Fisher's first 2 points of the game cuts the lead to 3.
And I can hear some of the fans behind us yelling for something. I wasn't exactly sure what, maybe a travel call or a foul, but Mercyhurst still won't go away as California tries to extend their lead.
7:31 left to go in this first half. The pass goes off of Ashley Hines and out of bounds, and that's going to bring up another media timeout here with 7:28 left to go. The Vulcans lead by 3.
And Ashley Hines right there tried to call for a pass. Mahadi just threw it away a little bit too late, and it tipped off Ashley Hines' hand, but it also looked like maybe a Mercyhurst player touched it at the last second. But we'll look at some highlights here. And Caitlin Fratz, the woman of the hour, 16 of the 29 Vulcan points, already more than half. And then right here, we're going to get another replay. This one from Mercyhurst. This is Clocker. She has 10 of the 26 for the Lakers. Elena White has 6. Bell has 4, and then a couple others with 2. And then Ashley Hines right here, the Bulldog down low near the basket, getting the opportunity with the offensive rebound, second chance points. And she likes to finish with those second chance points. And then Fratz just throws it off the glass and puts it in. And that's the sign of a hot shooter. Any shot will really fall for you. And then Fisher getting her first 2 points, a freshman from Ambridge, and she throws it off the top of the glass and in.
Now we're going to take a look at the stats comparison between these two teams. You see California pretty consistent there, 7th in the PSAC in scoring offense, defense, and scoring margin. On the other side of the ball, Mercyhurst, they just struggle to score sometimes.
Yeah, and that's their problem. And like we saw, 39 points against Seton Hill, and Seton Hill's a good team. California had to pull away late to try and beat the Griffins here at home. And being a newcomer in the PSAC, it's hard to beat them. But when you only put up 39 points against any team, it's going to be hard to win no matter who you're playing.
Mercyhurst has put up 26 in this half. They're only down by 3 to California with 7:17 left to go in the first half. Fisher looks to drive inside. She throws up a shot. That will not fall, and it bounces around. Fisher gets her own rebound.
And Chelsea McKnight right there just wasn't paying attention and hit her almost in the back and just trickled away, and Fisher was able to come up with it.
Fisher kicks it over to Ortiz. She got some separation from Hines, but Hines right back on her quickly. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Ortiz, good job controlling it, drives inside. Rebound comes to McKnight. now we're going to have a foul on Ortiz. That's going to be her first, team third.
And right there, Chelsea McKnight, luckily she didn't dribble the ball out of bounds for the Vulcans. That would have been an unfortunate break, but she gets the foul called, and still, both these teams are in a lot of foul trouble. As we're going to see Ashley Hines check out and Irina Kuko come back in.
6:45 left to go in the first half. Vulcans still lead by 3. Kuko gets possession. She throws up a long 3. That's no good. Rebound bounces around. It's controlled by the Lakers. Quickly up now to White. White gets double teamed as California got back, and now there's going to be a whistle here.
It looks like it's going to be a jump ball call. Possession favors Mercer, so they're going to keep it. I believe a new shot clock. We'll see right here. McKnight just gets the block, but I think as she was going up, that's why they called the jump ball. So 6:27 left in the first half.
Quick pass to White is good. Another 2 points, and the Vulcans only lead by 1 now. 6:20 left to go in the first half. It's Mahadi looking for some help. Instead, she kicks it out to McKnight, who resets the play. Mickey Glenn set to check in at the next whistle. It goes to Kukul now. Now to Fratz. Caitlin Fratz quickly to McKnight. McKnight for 3. That's no good. Rebound comes to Jessica Bell. Quickly up now to Ortiz. Ortiz pulls up, looks for help now. She's pressured by Fratz. Goes to White, and White to Bell, and Mercyhurst takes the lead by 1.
And that's why Mercyhurst, they're still a dangerous team. They've been passing the ball really well and trying to find the open person to try and go down low into the post and score. They've taken a couple threes, but it's really down low where they've scored.
Cece Dixon's shot will not fall. Bell gets the rebound. Penasino brings it up. It's going to be a foul here. It's going to be an offensive foul against Fisher.
We're going to see Mickey Glenn come in for Chelsea McKnight, and still throughout this game in the first half, California rushing their offensive opportunities. They need to calm down, slow it down a little bit, run the shot clock a little bit if you need to. Try and find the open score, because Caitlin Fratz, she scored 16 of your points. No one else really has scored more than 4 or 5. You need someone to open up that scoring besides Fratz.
And Mercyhurst has tried to open up this game from the very first possession. Mahadi's shot is good for 2, and California takes the lead with 5:01 left to go in the first half.
And it's drives like that I think that's why California's rushing it, because they see the open lanes down low along the baseline and in between the paint. As we're getting a foul here against Caitlin Fratz.
It will be against Fratz. That's her first. And Zach, you talked about them rushing the play as we take a look at the replay here, but I know I've noticed since the first possession of the game, Mercyhurst went right after California, and that tough defense that California plays, trying to really pass out of it.
And California's defense, they're getting about 11 steals a game on the season, and the way to stop that is work fast, work down low, just throw up some shots. They can't take the ball away from you if you're working with it really fast and trying to score often.
White gives it to Clocker. Clocker drives inside. Her shot no good. Rebound comes to Clark. She can't control it though. Possession will stay with Mercyhurst.
And right there, Shanice Clark had the rebound. Looked like she might have been pushed from behind a little bit. She took a tumble towards the baseline trying to save it, but every other Vulcan ran away from the ball thinking she had it.
4:38 left to go. California still has the lead. The pass goes through Ortiz's fingers, and California gets the break here and gets the ball back.
And exactly what I was talking about, the turnovers matter in this game. Mercyhurst, they're having 19 turnovers a game, and that's something that's going to kill your offense. You have 30 points already, and you're only down by 1, but turnovers can kill.
Shots like that will, as well as Emma Mahadi with the nice shot. 2 more points for her. The Vulcans lead back up to 3. Clocker gives it to Ortiz. Ortiz quickly inside to White. White looks for some help now as she is Clark, and said she's going to try to drive on Clark. She gets around her and gets another 2 points with 4:03 left to go in the first half.
And in that instance right there, a lot of times you'll see a player hook around and try and drive around, but get called for an offensive foul. As we're going to see Shanice Clark go to the line off a shot. But White doing a good job not hooking around and going to the basket.
And Clark will be at the line when we come back. The Vulcans lead by 1 right here on CUTV.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news. Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
Welcome back to CUTV's coverage of Vulcan women's basketball. The Vulcans lead by 1, 3:55 left to go here in the first half, and Shanice Clark will be at the line for 2 shots.
And Shanice Clark on the season, a 40% free throw shooter, 40% from the field as well. She already has 4 points in this game, only averaging 2 coming into tonight, trying to add to her total and try and bump her season averages.
And with 2 fouls, White is going to take a seat on the bench. Pia Jesse will check in for the Lakers. Clark's first shot is up. That's no good. Lead still at 1 for the Vulcans.
And when you shoot under 50% at the line, you're not going to expect to make every single opportunity you have, but if you can at least get 1 here.
Second shot is up. That one is good. Sends the Vulcan lead up by 2. Ortiz gets the ball. Gives it to Fisher. Fisher pressured by Kukul. She's looking to drive inside now. She pulls up, looks for some help, finds Clocker. Clocker gives it to Ortiz once again. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Ortiz pulls back out, gives it to Clocker. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to do something here. Clocker's going to have to throw up a shot as she gets it stripped. The Vulcans get the steal.
Shanice Clark on the takeaway right there.
Kukul takes advantage of it and drives down, gets the layup, extends the lead up to 4 for California. And Mickey Glenn smartly, after they get the steal, calls the timeout with 3:12 left to go in this first half. The Vulcans lead by 4.
And that's the smarts right there of the freshman floor manager. You see right here, Alana White putting up the shot. She has 10 points for the Lakers in this game. And then right here, passing it to Jessica Bell, who has 6 in the game as well. As we continue to look here, Emma Mahadi driving along the baseline towards the basket, puts up the easy layup and in for 2 more points. She has 6 on the game after having 22 in the last game. And right here, another layup she puts right in. Almost identical play as the last one. Doesn't go off the glass that time. But something that's played into effect here with the Vulcans now a 4-point lead is steals now. Mercyhurst has turned the ball over on their last 3 possessions, including the Mickey Glenn steal. 2 of those have been California takeaways. California's defense might being able to start finding the holes in the offense of the Lakers and taking the ball away more.
And you talked about that during pregame, that could be a big issue for the Lakers is turnovers. California, a very quick team. They're showing it today. Seabaum gives it to Mahadi. Emma Mahadi trying to drive inside. She gets double teamed on the baseline, just kicks it out. Long pass out to Seabaum. Seabaum now goes to Hines. Ashley Hines looking for some help, finds Mahadi. Mahadi steps inside, throws up a shot. That's no good. Rebound comes to Kukul. 2:51 left to go in the first half. Vulcans lead by 4. Vulcans trying to slow it down. Kukul drives inside and draws the foul. She will go to the line for 2.
And Kukul right there looked like she drew the foul herself. That's going to go against Ortiz. That's her 2nd. And that's the 5th team foul for the Lakers. But Kukul put the shot up as she came down and happened to meet Ortiz with her shoulder and elbow, and that's what kind of drew the foul.
Kukul's first shot, no good. Ortiz going to take a seat. Penasino going to check in.
And missing free throws is an area in the game where you want to try to extend your lead, but you're missing those free points. So she hits the 2nd And we saw in the game against UPJ, losing by 1, you miss 8 free throws. Free throws can come back and haunt you in the game later on.
Especially in games like this where you're not getting to the line too many times. Penasino brings it up, gives it to Jessica Bell. Bell goes to Fisher. Fisher finds a lane, gives it to her teammate, and that is good for Pia Jesse. It's going to be a almost stolen away here. Possession will stay with California, and the lead cut to 3 for California with 2:24 left to go in this first half. Seabaum gives it to Hines, now to Mahadi. Emma Mahadi with possession. Looks to drive inside, she will. She takes a shot, that no good. Lakers come away with it.
And those are the kind of shots you hope fall, but as long as you keep hitting the rim, eventually they will.
Penasino draws a foul, and that's going to go against Kate Seabaum, her second, team 4th.
And that's going to be a shooting foul. That's going to send Penasino to the line where she's a 74.2% free throw shooter on the season. So if she makes both of these here, it's right back to a 1-point game.
First shot no good for Penasino. Seabaum going to check out of the game. Mickey Glenn going to check in. .205 left in the first half. Penasino hits her second, 1 of 2, and cuts the lead for the Vulcans down to 2.
And that's the first point for Penasino all game.
Mahadi in the corner, brings it out to Glenn now. Mickey Glenn to Mahadi. Emma Mahadi, it tried to go inside to Hines. That's tipped away though by Pia Jesse. We're gonna say it went off of a California player.
And I think it went off Ashley Hines. You see right here, it did. Pia Jesse might have tipped it a little bit, but Hines was the last one to touch it and it went out of bounds.
1:40 left to go in this first half. Vulcans lead by 2. Penasino double teamed, goes inside to Pia Jesse. Pia Jesse to Bell, now to Fisher. Fisher steps inside, throws a shot, gets her shot blocked. It's gonna be a foul here. It's gonna go against Fisher. That will be her second, team 7th.
And that's going to send Mickey Glenn to the line, and she is an 82% free throw shooter on the year, one of the tops on the team, right behind Chelsea McKnight, only 0.4 percentage points better, and Cece Dixon, who's 100% from the line. We're going to see Dixon actually come in now for Ashley Hines.
Laura McCauley also going to check in for the Lakers. That was Fisher's second foul, so she takes a seat. Glenn at the line for the 1-and-1. First shot is up and good. Vulcans lead now up to 3 with 1:26 left to go in this first half.
And that's the first point for Mickey Glenn all game. And sometimes she'll have those times where she'll score about 25 to 30 a game, but she's a good floor manager for the Vulcans, and that's what they need. And being a freshman from West Virginia, if you have the smarts, as she gets the second one to hit, to be a floor manager, being so young on a team that's so veteran-laden, you deserve to be in the starting lineup, even if you can't score all the time.
And it's not always the scoring, it's the steals, and as you said, just managing the floor. Also does a very good job of dishing the ball out as she leads the team in assists. Pass inside there is Glenn is going to get called for the foul. Pia Jesse drew the foul.
And that's going to be only the 5th team foul for the Vulcans, so they still have 1 to give before they're in really serious danger of sending Mercyhurst to the line for the bonus with only 1:10 left.
Penasino, inbounds. Gives it to Clocker. Clocker's shot partially blocked once again by Irina Kugo. Comes to Pia Jesse though, and she draws the foul on Glenn, who's a little bit frustrated with that. That's her second foul.
That's actually going to go against Cece Dixon as they throw up a 3-2 right there. So Mickey Glenn fortuitous not to get the foul, but Cece Dixon does instead. Now that's the 16th foul for the Vulcans.
Pia Jesse's first shot is good. 1:06 left to go in the first half. Vulcans still lead by 3. Pia Jesse's second shot is good as well. 39-37 now the score. Glenn brings it up for California. Gives it to Kukul. Irina Kukul back to Mickey Glenn. Under a minute to play. Glenn to Kukul. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They go to Fratz. Back to Kukul. Drives inside, has it stolen away. About a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Penasino brings it up. Pulls up now, drives inside, looks for some help, but she's going to get called for the travel, and the Vulcans will be able to hold for the last shot with exactly 19 seconds to go.
And right there, Penasino, not exactly sure where she traveled. She did take 2 steps and then stopped. They called the travel. A lucky break right there for the Vulcans.
Mickey Glenn looking to set something up, goes to Dixon, back to Glenn now. Over to Fratz. Fratz thought about 3, drives inside, throws up a shot. That's no good. It's going to bounce around. Bell gets the rebound. 8 seconds. McCauley brings it up. Gives it to Clocker. Clocker has it tip off her hands, and it's not going to go out of bounds. It's going to come to Bell, and she saves it from Caitlin Fratz. And going into the locker room, the Vulcans will have a 2-point lead.
And like we said, Caitlin Fratz started to find herself out of the offense. Someone had to heat up for the Vulcans. A couple players did, but you're going to keep extending that into the second half.
Vulcans lead 39-37 at the end of the first half. Stay tuned for second half action right here on CUTV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television. Vulcan women's basketball brought to you by First Niagara Bank, JD Waterproofing, Lee Supply Company, the Physical Therapy Institute, Trip Total Media, and UPMC Health Plan. Zach, taking a look at the halftime stats now, you see both of these teams shooting very well in the first half.
Yeah, both teams about 16 for 30. If you round up the numbers, 2 3-pointers each. The key area, though, Vulcans missed 2 free throws. The Mercyhurst only missed 1. And the Mercyhurst also out-rebounding California. That's something I looked at the beginning of the game. If Mercyhurst can out-rebound California, they might have a chance to steal a victory away. But also, California 5 steals against 2. And then Mercyhurst 10 turnovers against 8. That's something that's going to hurt their cause and why they find themselves down by 2 instead of up by a couple at halftime.
You're right, and as we take a look at the players of the first half, it's been both number 11s, starting with number 11 Clocker for the Lakers.
And Clocker leading scorer with Elena White with 10 points. And she's done it from inside. She's done it from beyond the arc as well. She was our player to watch coming in, and she's proven us right. In the last game the Lakers had, they only scored 39 points. So they've already matched that almost in the first half. And Clocker's been a big reason because of that. You see a 3-pointer right there. And going against Caitlin Fratz, as we'll look at her in a moment, having 10 points. Fratz, although 16 points, but she was shut down in the latter minutes of the first half. She got it started right here. The first bucket of the game for the Vulcans on a fast break opportunity off a steal. And then she's also hit a couple threes. You see one right here from number 11. She's also doing it inside as well. A couple runners off the glass. You might see one right here. She's going up. That's Maria Penasino. She puts it up off the glass and in, and that's something 16 points in the first half. Sometimes she'll get 16 for a total game. And she's also had foul trouble as well in the past couple games, only having one. It's going to extend her minutes. We see she's out there to start, as well as Kate Seabaum. Kind of a surprise you're not seeing Mickey Glenn out there as well.
Yeah, Mickey Glenn is not out there right now. She's on the bench getting some coaching right now as she has 2 fouls. Or excuse me, she only has 1 foul in this game, but we're back to action here, and Kukul is also out there for the Vulcans right now. She was not in the starting lineup. Pass gets stolen away by Clocker. Clocker comes down, pulls up, makes Seabaum miss and puts it off the glass and in to tie this game quickly at 39. The Vulcans try to come back just as quickly. The pass goes through Seabaum's hands. Gets caught, though, by Kukul. Seabaum now kicks it to Frats.
We'll see if the Vulcans slow their offense down a little bit here in this half. They were very speedy in the first as we see Ashley Hines go in for a layup.
Big 2 points for Ashley Hines. She has 6 now on the day, and the Vulcans' lead is extended back up to 2. 41-39, definitely a high-scoring affair right now with 19:06 left to go as that ball is going to go out of bounds off of the errant pass, and the Vulcans will have possession.
Yeah, Penasino is throwing it to one of her teammates, but that teammate happened to be sitting on the bench and wasn't open. So another turnover for the Lakers, something they've struggled with. It might cause them to lose this game later on if they can't hold on to the ball.
Frats gave it to Kukul, excuse me. Seabaum tried to go inside, and another errant pass there to Mahadi. Now Mercyhurst takes control.
And we can see Jess Strom just kind of shrug her hands, like what's going on out there. And this is a close game, 41-39. The game was close up at Mercyhurst as well. And Mercyhurst, not one of the stronger teams in the PSAC, as we have a steal by Kuko, but they're going to give you a tough battle every time you play them.
Kuko tipped that pass again. She blocked 2 shots as we see a foul down low. It's going to go against California. Or excuse me, it's going to go into Jessica Bell. Her first team first. Now there's going to be a foul against California.
It was actually a 5-second violation as Seabaum wasn't able to get the inbounds pass off within time.
Penasino gives it to White, down low. White turns, throws up a shot, and she does get that to fall. Another 2 points, and the Lakers tie the game up at 41. Kukul looks to drive inside, draws the foul as she was getting stripped. The foul is going to go against White. That's her 3rd personal foul. Or excuse me, it's going to go against Jessica Bell. I thought that was 22 instead of 32. That's Bell's 2nd foul.
That's actually her 2nd foul in the last couple of possessions for the Lakers, and both of these teams really didn't struggle with fouls in the first half. We see Kuko take a 3.
Her 3 no good. Clocker comes down with the rebound. Clocker drives inside, tried to go to White. There's going to be a kickball. Possession will stay with Mercyhurst.
Back to what I was saying about the foul trouble, though. Mercyhurst already 2 fouls within the first 2 minutes. They get into foul trouble, sending California to the line. They have a chance to extend their lead and really put this game out of hand.
California gets the steal, though. Emma Mahadi controls it. Gives it to Seabaum. Seabaum brings it up, gives it to Frats. Now to Mahadi. Mahadi throws up a shot. That is good for 2. The Vulcans retake the lead with 17:45 left to go in the second half, excuse me.
And Mahadi now up to 8 points in the game, had 22 last time, and now trying to replicate her success, maybe not points-wise, as we see it go out of bounds off Caitlin Frats.
Good defensive play by Frats to tip that ball out of bounds. Clocker will inbound for the Lakers. Clocker gives it to White. White guarded by Kukul. White throws up a shot. That is good, and this game's tied once again at 43.
And White with 14 points. She's really started to take advantage down low, using her big body to throw it around and just put the ball on the glass and watch it go in.
And Clark is going to check in probably to help guard Elena White down low. Mahadi for 2, that's no good. Rebound goes to Hines. Hines throws up a shot, that's no good, but she draws the foul. This one is going to go against Bell. Or Elena White, excuse me.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell the 22 and 32 apart right there. The dark blue on the green is not hard, or excuse me, not easy to read. Hines going to the line though, at 44% free throw shooter on the year.
Hines hits the first. Clark checks into the game for Kukul. Also checking into the game will be McBroom for Elena White, who has 3 fouls.
And Ashley Hines in this game now, she's up to 6 rebounds, 3 offensive and 3 defensive. She's well on her way to possibly pulling out a double-double today.
Hines' second shot, no good. Rebound. Clark tried to get it, but instead it goes to Clocker. Clocker trying to slow the pace down and get a play set. Looks to drive inside, keeps control, kicks it out to Penasino. Back to Clocker now. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Clocker turns, Penasino gets it for 3. That's no good. Rebound comes to Ortiz. She puts it back up. That's no good. Rebound comes to the Lakers once again, and there's going to be a foul, as Jessica Bell was the one that got the rebound, and the foul is going to go against Ashley Hines.
And Ashley Hines right there on the foul. Well, actually, it's going to be Shanice Clark down low, not Ashley Hines. I thought I saw Hines down there. They're going to put it on Clark. That's going to be her first.
Penasino with control. Gives it to Clocker. Vulcans lead by 1. We're going to see a foul here on Emma Mahadi. That's her second.
We have 16:25 left. We're going to see Dixon come in for Hines now. Is Hines 7 points, still no fouls though. I think Dixon though going to add a little bit of versatility with a little bit more height and playing the guard spot a little bit faster as well.
Jessica Bell gives it to her teammate. It was Clocker in the corner, kicks out now to Penasino. That's no good for 3. Clocker gets the rebound, stays in bounds as she towed that baseline. Gives it to Ortiz for 3. That's good. And the Lakers take their first lead of the half, 46-44. California comes back quickly. Frats to Seabaum. Seabaum drives in, throws up a shot. That will get the friendly wall and ball, and the Vulcans tie the game at 46.
And a very friendly roll on that one. Looked like Seabaum just kind of threw it up, hoping for a prayer. We're going to see McKnight come in soon, but able to get now 5 points total in the game.
Ortiz with control. Trying to back up Frats, and so she kicks it off to Penasino. Now to Clocker. Clocker resets, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Clocker down to 5. She throws up a shot, draws the foul. And she's going to go to the line for 3, I believe.
And that's going to go on Cece Dixon. That's her second, but that's our media timeout of 15:27. But that is going to be a 3-shot foul. She was beyond the arc, and it was a late call as well. Looked like that one was partially blocked on the way up.
Smart play by Clocker there. We're going to take a look at some highlights from early in the second half.
And Elena White, she's been the driving force for the offense here. But another big thing is the offensive rebounds for both teams, getting the second chance opportunities. You see Mahadi hit a jumper right there for 2 more points. She has 8 on the game. And then White just cleaning up on the boards. Whoever guards her is really having a tough time trying to stop her. And then Ortiz with the big 3 to get the Lakers the lead. The Vulcans responded though, but Mercyhurst playing a lot more aggressive on offense, and especially the rebounding. Like I said, Clocker just coming in, picking up some. Bell, Pia Jesse, whoever it may be.
And you can check out all of the action of CUTV Sports on our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1, as well as News Center, CUTV News Center on YouTube. All full games uploaded onto our channel. So if you've missed part of this game and it's been a high-scoring affair in the first half, you can go on YouTube later in the week and check it out. Check out the full game. Once again, you just search CUTV Sports 1. And also, if you want to watch it live, you can watch on our if you want to watch it as we play it live, you can watch it on our live feed at cutv.calu.edu, and you can watch that anywhere in the world. Clocker at the line for 3 shots. Hits her first. 15:27 left to go in this second half. And Zach, these are 3 big free throws.
Yeah, if Clocker hits all of them, she actually misses the second one as I say that, but any number of free throws in this game are going to matter when it comes down to stretch, because this is a very closely contested game. And look at the UPJ game. Like I said before, you miss 8 free throws and you end up losing that game by only 1 point.
The lead extended up to 2 as Clocker hit 2 of 3. Mercy is going to a little bit of a full court press. McKnight, who checked in, gives it to Fratz. Fratz back to McKnight. Back to Fratz, now to Seabaum. 10 seconds on the shot clock, over to Fratz for 3. That's good, and the Vulcans retake the lead.
And Kaylin Fratz gets her scoring started again with 19 points now total. Her first points really though in about maybe 8 to 10 minutes of game time. She was really shut down for quite a while near the end of the first half.
Fratz now 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Penasino with control. 10 seconds on the shot clock, drives inside, throws up a shot, and travel will be called against Penasino, and the Vulcans will retake possession. 14:39 left to go in the half.
And that's Penasino's second traveling call against her in this game. She had one in the first half where it looked like it might not have actually been a travel. But the Vulcans now, they keep getting these turnovers, have chances to extend their lead.
Fratz to Dixon. CeCe Dixon turns, throws up a shot. That's good for 2. CeCe Dixon gets on the board.
And Dixon coming off a game where she posted a career-high 11 points and her first three-pointer ever made as a Vulcan. She's only a freshman, but she's doing a good job defensively and throwing up the offensive points when needed.
Penasino has control, gives it to Clocker. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Clocker looks to drive inside. Instead, gives it to McBroom. McBroom steps out of bounds, and California will get possession.
And yet another turnover in Mercyhurst. They started the half with a lot of turnovers, gave California some opportunities. Now we're going to see if California can take advantage of this some more, try to extend their lead from 3 points.
Bringing it up is Seabaum. The Vulcans lead 51-48. McKnight now with possession, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Gives it to Fratz. She drives inside. She's going to draw the foul against Clocker.
And that's going to be Clocker's first of the game. I believe that's going to be the 4th team foul for the Lakers, and it is. They've calmed down their foul troubles. As we're going to see McBroom and Bell come out. We're going to have Pia Jesse and Elena White come into the game as well.
Fratz thought about 3, instead drives inside. There's going to be a kickball here. California will maintain possession.
An inadvertent pass right there, trying to find CeCe Dixon. Fratz going down low towards the legs and just luckily hit a leg of a Laker. That could have been a turnover.
Inbound to Fratz. Fratz kicks it out. McKnight drives inside, now kicks it to Mahadi. Wide open 3 for Emma Mahadi. No good. Rebound comes to Clocker. Now gets stripped away by McKnight. She throws up a shot, and she'll get a chance at the line.
And that's going to be the first and 1 play of the game, I think, for McKnight. And a long time for the Vulcans as well. You get a steal there. And that's going to go on Clocker, her second foul. But McKnight, that's something she excels in, getting the ball away on steals and strip plays, trying to extend this lead to 6 points.
Checking into the game will be Fisher for Clocker. Vulcans lead now 53-48, 13:27 left to go in the second half. McKnight hits the free throw, extends this lead for the Vulcans. Fisher brings it up for the Lakers. Fisher trying to drive inside, pulls up, finds Penasino. Penasino goes inside to, now it's going to go to White, and that's going to get tipped away, but it comes back to Ortiz.
Yeah, McKnight tried to throw it back into a Vulcan and just went past her teammates, went right back to the Lakers.
Fisher throws up a long 3. That's no good. They did not reset the shot clock. Possession going to stay with Mercyhurst, but it did hit the rim. I thought from here that the officials are now discussing whether that shot clock should have reset.
And I think there's an official going over to the table. We're going to have the shot clock reset to 28 seconds, so 2 seconds off of it with 12:58 left. The ball did go off McKnight out of bounds. The Lakers getting another second chance opportunity.
Ortiz gets the inbound pass, gives it to Fisher. Piagesi trying to get open down low. Fisher gives it to Piagesi up high now. Piagesi guarded by Dixon. Gives it to Penasino. Penasino looked to drive inside, lost the handle, and it's going to roll to McKnight. Quickly up to Fratz. Fratz to Seabaum. McKnight now to Dixon. CC Dixon gives it to Caitlin Fratz. Fratz throws up a shot. That's no good. Rebound bounces around. It's going to come down to the Lakers.
And that was an example of the Vulcans slowing down their offense, trying to find a shot. Fratz ended up putting a shot that maybe she shouldn't have at the end, as we're going to have a kick ball against the Vulcans. But if the Vulcans can slow down their offense, we're going to get a timeout called now.
It is going to be a timeout by the Lakers with 12:11 left to go. And the Lakers trying to set something up here. They have 22 seconds on the shot clock. And it will be extended to the media timeout. So we're going to take a break right here on CUTV. The Vulcans lead 57-48.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV, log on, tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to CUTV's coverage of Vulcan women's basketball, and one of our many shows on CUTV is the Jess Strom Show. You can catch that on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You can catch highlights, player interviews, and much more from the world of Vulcan women's basketball. Mercyhurst inbounds the ball, tipped away by Mahadi. Have a chance to reset here with 21 seconds on the shot clock, 12:09 on the game clock.
This is one of the many chances that the Lakers have had at second chance, third chance, even sometimes four chances in their offensive possessions. Try and convert into points, but the Vulcans' defense has been suffocating lately.
Fisher still trying to maintain possession, gets it stripped away. Fratz comes up with it. 2-on-2, Fratz throws up the shot and draws the foul, and Fratz has 21 points now on the day.
And that was all created by Chelsea McKnight. Able to get the steal and then throws it up to Fratz. Fratz takes it herself coast to coast, throws up the layup. Even if she doesn't get it to go in, has an opportunity for two. But Penasino gets called for the foul. That is her first of the game, I believe. And Fratz going to the line trying to get 22 points. That's actually the second foul against Penasino.
Checking into the game will be Clocker as well as McCauley. Trying to get something going here. It's going to be a timeout.
Looks like that might be a timeout called by California.
I think this might actually be the media timeout.
And
some confusion about whether that last timeout called by Mercyhurst was a media timeout or not. It was a full timeout, so you didn't miss anything, but that was the media timeout. So, Zach, we're going to take a look at some highlights.
Yeah, and Caitlin Fratz has really been the player to go to for the Vulcans tonight. A big three right there. That was her first points in the second half. And then CC Dixon continuing her offensive output from the game against Slippery Rock. 2 points here tonight. And then Chelsea McKnight stripping the ball away, putting the shot up, getting a foul against Clocker. converting the and one, and Clocker put back in, has some foul trouble now to watch. 2 fouls in the game, but both in his half. And then Caitlin Frost going against Penasino, gets an and one, puts the 2 in, trying to convert at the line when we come back.
Caitlin Frost has been, as we said, she already has 21 points, but she's been shooting lights out 75%. She's 9 for 12, as well as 2 for 3, from beyond the arc. So she's been very good so far in this game.
And the one thing, though, if the Lakers can start to build a comeback in this again, if they shut down Caitlin Frost, who are you going to go to? Because no one else has more than 8 points in the game. Mahadi has 8, Hines has 7, and then Seabaum right behind with 5, but no one else really has proven themselves as an offensive commodity in this game.
And Frost adds to her team leading point total, now up to 22, as she makes the free throw. 9-point lead now for the Vulcans. Going to be a jump ball here. Some of the Mercyhurst fans not too happy with that, as they wanted a foul called.
And I don't think there should have been a foul call, which is a good call, but Penasino looked like maybe she should have gotten called for a travel if the jump ball wasn't called, because she took a couple steps before that was called.
Clocker to inbound. She gives it to Penasino. She's trying to drive inside, tried to go to McBroom, and there's going to be a foul here. See who it goes against. It will be against California.
That's going to be Cece Dixon. That's her 3rd foul of the game. With 11:36 left, we're going to have Katie Fisher come back in the game. Maria Penasino going to the bench.
11:36 left to go in the second half. Vulcans lead by 9. Lakers trying to cut into that lead as the inbound pass is kicked out by Seabaum.
And Seabaum and Fraz both down there controlling the baseline, and make sure you don't get a baseline infraction call here and give Mercyhurst another opportunity.
Elena White gets it on top of the key, drives inside, and she throws up a short jumper there for 2, cuts the lead down to 7.
And that's the first time we've called Elena White's name in quite a while. She was on the bench with 3 fouls. We have to watch her foul trouble in the game.
Seabaum for 3. That's no good. The rebound tips out of bounds. It went off of Clocker, so California will get possession.
And Seabaum, already 5 points in this game, trying to get some more extended minutes recently in the past few games for the senior from Australia, trying to make the most of them.
That shot is good for 2 for Chelsea McKnight. Vulcans lead by 9 once again. Elena White looks to drive inside. She turns, takes a shot. That's no good. Rebound goes to Dixon. Fratz brings it up, tried to go to McKnight. That's going to get broken up, though, by the Lakers.
That was Katie Fisher on the tip from the long pass, kind of like a football pass. We've seen that a couple times this year, just throwing it deep off the court. And McKnight for 3, and that almost went in.
Does not go in, though. The ball's still on the floor. McKnight, good effort to get it. The Vulcans come away with it. It's going to go to Fratz. Fratz tries to drive inside. She's going to get called for the offensive foul, though, and some frustration there from Caitlin Fratz.
And we'll look at the replay here to see where she gets the offensive foul call. Kind of a push right there. I believe that was Fisher had her feet set. If the feet weren't set, that would have been a blocking foul, no push. But Fratz just inadvertently threw her arm out there trying to control the ball.
Clocker gives it to White. White tried to drive inside, instead pulls up. It's going to be a foul on Chelsea McKnight.
That's McKnight's first, and that's going to be the 6th team foul for Cal. Mercyhurst also has 6, so both of these teams, the next foul, send the other team to the line.
10:23 left to go in the second half. White trying to back up Fratz, turns, takes a shot. That one off all. White gets her own rebound, throws it back up, and that will for Elena White. Another 2 points. She's up to 18 on the day.
And Elena White had a mismatch against her with Caitlin Frost down low. Frost is no match for the taller Elena White. McKnight missed a shot there, but White's going to take advantage of that opportunity all day. You have to have a tall player against her down low.
Clocker brings it up for 3. That's no good. Rebound comes to Dixon. Gives it quickly to Fratz. Fratz brings it up, Goes to Mahadi. Emma Mahadi with possession, gives it to Seabaum now. Seabaum to Frotz. 9:40 left to go in the half. Her shot will not fall. Clocker gets the rebound.
And now we're seeing Caitlin Frotz starting to cool down a little bit, not able to make her shots. We'll have to see who the Vulcans turn to. We have a travel against the Lakers. That's number 5, Alex Ortiz, guilty of the walk.
Yeah, you'll see here she has a chance, just tried to go around Seabaum, but she walked on the play. White takes a seat on the bench. Ashley Hines will check in for the Vulcans.
And Cece Dixon and Chelsea McKnight going out. Irina Kuko came in as well for the Vulcans.
Seabaum calls out the play. Gives it to Kukul. Irina Kukul now to Mahadi. She drives inside, goes to Hines. Hines' shot does not fall. Rebound goes to McBroom. It's Fisher bringing it up for the Lakers. Fisher looking to drive inside. She gets the jump ball as Seabaum dove in there.
We'll see on the replay here, Seabaum grabs the ball as she's going up for the shot and just tries to rip it away. And a jump ball call, that's the first that has favored the Vulcans all game.
Mahadi with possession, she gives it to Seabaum, now to Hines. Ashley Hines drives inside and draws the foul. Ashley Hines will go to the line for 2.
And I believe that was number 40, McBroom, on the foul, and it is. That is her first of the game, team 7th. So from now on out, California going to go to the line for an and 1 opportunity until they reach 10 team fouls to the Lakers. Then it'll be a double bonus.
8:54 left to go in this second half. The Vulcans lead by 7. Ashley Hines at the line trying to make it 8. She misses her first. Checking into the game will be Penasino. Checking out will be Fisher. White also going to check into the game for McCauley.
Also 22, Elena White. It's White for McCauley.
Hines trying to extend this lead up to 8. Misses, and the lead stays at 7 for the Vulcans.
And those missed free throws, like I keep saying, they could haunt you later if Mercyhurst can build a run here.
Penasino goes to Clocker. Clocker trying to drive inside. She will, pulls up, tried to go to White. Forced a pass there as she's a little bit frustrated with herself. The Vulcans will get possession.
I feel like Clocker probably could have put a shot up right there from maybe a 5-foot jumper, just try and throw it up. Hines and her are about the same height maybe. Hines a little bit taller, but you never know if you get the shot to hit, but you just throw away a ball right there.
Mahadi throws up a shot, and that does fall for Emma Mahadi. She's now up to 10 points on the day.
And only the second Vulcan into double figures. She might be the player to go to now if she can build a hot streak. Irina Kuko, though, a second half player. We have to watch her. We have 8:07 left.
Clocker with possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock. She's double teamed, gives to Ortiz, now to White. White down low, tries to go over Mahadi. It's going to be called for the travel, though. White a little frustrated with that one, and we've reached another media timeout. 7:58 left to go. So, Zach, we are going to look at some highlights from Chelsea McKnight so far. A very strong player for the Vulcans in this second half.
Yeah, she has 5 points all in this half. And right here, that's actually Ashley Hines on that one. Ashley Hines doing a good job getting the layup there. But Chelsea McKnight, we'll see right here, this is probably the play for her of the game. Getting the steal away, throwing the layup right back up, and getting the and 1 call as well. She converted on that. And then later in the game, she had a jumper fall for her. We might see that one, and I believe we will. This right here. McKnight just steps back, throws up the jumper. White guarding her. Too late on the coverage. Gets the 2 points to fall, but McKnight, a defensive presence for the Vulcans, where she's really thriving tonight. A few steals on the game. I'll try and look up right here. McKnight, she has 2 steals on the game. She is tied for the lead with all of her teammates, but she's caused a lot more turnovers. She also has 4 rebounds as well.
2 assists as well, and Zach, you know, sometimes you'll have players that come into the game off the bench and they might not score a ton of points, but it's the things they do that might not show up on the score sheet. And Chelsea McKnight is one of those players that you'll see coming to be very, very strong defensively for the Vulcans and really put a stop to a lot of the offense.
Yeah, and Chelsea McKnight is really taking over that role from Raya Gatson, who's out for the year with an injury, who's also a senior. McKnight, though, only a junior, so you have another year to build with her in your offense as well as your defense. Gatson used to be the defensive presence. McKnight really stepped up into that role and prepared herself well to try and take over.
Back to action here. Mahadi looks to drive inside. She throws up a shot. That's no good. Rebound comes to McBroom. It's Clocker bringing it up now for the Lakers. She looks to drive inside, pulls up, gives it to Artis. Artis looking for some help, gives it to Penasino, Penasino. She looks for help, finds Artis once again, 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be a foul underneath. It's going to go against White as she immediately turns and asks the official what she did.
And that's the fourth of the game for Atlanta White.
It's going to go against Clocker. By the way White reacted, I thought it was her, but it's going to be the third against Clocker, so sorry, Zach.
It's okay right there. That actually is kind of worse for Mercyhurst because now it's two players in deep foul trouble. You have to watch them later in the game. And being an offensive foul, Cal will not go to the line, although they are over the bonus.
Hines gives it to Mahadi for two. That's no good. Goes to Seabaum. The Vulcans lead 61-52. Under 7 minutes to play. Mahadi drives inside. She throws up a shot. That's good for two for Emma Mahadi.
Emma Mahadi now up to 12 points after having 22 in the last game. She still doesn't have any rebounds, though. 15 in the last game. You might see that rebound production, of course, go down a little bit, but not as much to zero.
White looks for some help, gives it to Clocker. Clocker for three. That's no good as Clocker's gone a little bit cold. The ball going to go out of bounds. Possession will go to California.
And Cece Dixon's going to come in now. I believe Ashley Hines is going to take a seat, and she will. And then also McBroom going to come out. And I think Jessica Bell is coming back in, and she will.
Seabaum brings it up for California. Calls out the play. She gets pressured by Artis. Artis still pressuring Seabaum. Seabaum now goes to Mahadi. Emma Mahadi gives it to the corner now to Kukul. Kukul inside to Dixon. Dixon pulls out, goes back to Kukul, has it stripped by White. Elena White pulls up, gives it to Artis. Artis to Penasino. Penasino with possession, looking to drive inside and say kicks it up to Clocker. Clocker pulls back. 11 seconds on the shot clock, gets it stolen away almost by California. Now they almost steal it away once again. 7 seconds, White has to throw it up. It's going to go out of bounds off of California. They will have 4 seconds to work with.
And 4 seconds isn't a whole lot of time, but it's at least enough to try and draw up a play if you need to on the fly. You're going to get the inbounds from down low, throw it up, and try and maybe get a three. You're down by 11 points. You need something to start falling.
Shot blocked. California trying to get possession. They're going to have to shoot quickly. They will not. Nice defensive play. I believe it was by Kate Seabaum.
And we didn't actually get the replay of the shot block. The shot clock went off. That's a shot clock violation right there by Penasino, not able to get it up in time. But Seabaum, I think, was credited with the block. A good defensive stand by the Vulcans.
Kukul gives it to Dixon. Now to Seabaum. Kate Seabaum goes to Kukul. Kukul throws up a shot. That is good, and she'll go to the line for one.
And that's 5 now for Kukul. She's going to go to the line, try and make it 6 for her in the game. But now we're at the point where the Vulcans really starting to break away with 5:18 left, up now by 13. That foul's going to go on Jessica Bell, her third.
Kugel's shot is good. Vulcans lead 66-52. Clocker brings it up. Goes to Artis, now inside to White. White trying to back up Seabaum and Dixon. Going to be a timeout called by Mercyhurst.
And now that we're in timeout, I've actually been over here looking looking up some scores from the other games in the PSAC West. And looking at the standings, we'll update you with not the standings, but the games. We have Clarion against Pitt Johnstown, who's fighting for a playoff spot. Clarion winning 81-61 when I checked, and that's at Clarion. Then Edinburgh playing Seton Hill, also trying to hold on. Edinburgh winning 61-40, just over a minute left in the game. And then Gannon taking on Slippery Rock, and Gannon really proving they are one of the better teams, winning 60-31 in the second.
Gannon and Edinburgh, those two have to play once again. That will be a great game to see. Clocker drives inside, draws the foul. She'll go to the line for 2 shots.
I believe that foul's going to be on Dixon. And that's her 4th personal, so one more and she will foul out of the game. We have 5:04 left, and now the Vulcans also with 17 fouls, putting the Lakers in the bonus.
Clocker hits her first. Checking into the game will be Pia Jesse for Jessica Bell. 5:04 left to go in regulation. Vulcans lead 66-53. Clocker hits her second as well. And the Vulcans are going to take a timeout here to set something up.
And you're up by 12, but there's still 5:04 left in the game. And you don't want to get complacent as well and just waste time and throw up some awkward shots that you know might not have any chance of falling. And yeah, one thing, I just actually looked over to the huddle as we look at some of the replays here. That is, I believe that's Elena White putting out the second chance, but we have not seen Elena Antonenko in quite a long time. Maybe the injury's been bugging her a little bit, or just not getting a lot of minutes in the game.
Yeah, and you're going to see here Mahadi driving inside. You're right, we haven't seen Antonenko very much. We also have not seen Mickey Glenn a whole lot in this second half. And see the pep band there from Carmichael's High School. They've come to the Convocation Center today to provide entertainment for the fans, doing a great job during the timeouts. Seabaum brings it down by herself. She pulls up, takes shot, it will not fall. Dixon kicks it out to Frats.
A great rebound right there by Dixon, using her long reach, just throwing the arm out there, grabbing it, pulling it down, and kicking it right back out.
Gonna be a foul here. No shot as Mahadi draws the foul, and it will be a 1-and-1. The foul will go against Artis.
That's gonna be Artis's 3rd foul, and Mahadi going to the line, a 78% shooter on the season, trying to rack up some more points. She has 12 in the game so far.
Mahadi hits her first. 4:42 left to go in regulation. Mahadi hits her second as well, and the Vulcans lead 68-54.
And a big reason they have this big lead right now, 14 points, is the only player who's been in for the Vulcans that has not scored is Elena Antonenko. Everyone else with at least 2 points.
Drive inside by Penasino does not work, and Frats drives inside and draws the foul against Artis. That's her 4th.
And now that's one player with 4 fouls, 2 with 3, and that's the 10th team foul for the Lakers now. So from now on, California going to line for at least 2 shots, 4:25 left, still a lot of time left to try and rack up some more points.
Frats hits her first. Pedicino's going to check out of the game. Fisher's going to check in. .425 left to go in regulation. Frats hits her second, 70 points now for the Vulcans, 54 for the Lakers.
And in last game, the Vulcans had 85 points, trying to maybe match that total. They have plenty of time to do it, 4:15 left.
Almost stolen away by Frats. Artis gets it, gives it to White. White patiently throws up the shot after Dixon goes around her.
Now that's 20 points for Elena White. Really turned it on here in the second half, just getting the easy shots off the layups.
Seabaum drives inside, gets her shot blocked by Pia Jesse, but there's going to be a foul on the play.
That's going to be Fisher on the foul, just coming from behind her. She's trying to slap the ball away. Gets called for the foul.
And when we come back, Kate Seabaum will be at the line. The Vulcans lead 70-56 right here on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Let's take it to the field. I come through like a freight train, about to push the line back. Only see the gold line, don't matter if your line stack, because I'm a soldier. You can see my face paint, know that I'ma get mine by knowing that the rest came. Ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on.
Welcome back to CUTV's coverage of Vulcan women's basketball, and there you take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. Zach, as you alluded to earlier in the game, the Vulcans will travel up to Edinburgh this coming Saturday and then take on rival IUP right here at the Convocation Center at 5:30 on Wednesday before traveling to Clarion and then finishing out the regular season playing Pitt Johnstown on February 19th at the Convocation Center.
And that will actually be the last home game of the year. They will then take a break on the 22nd, then go on the road for the season finale at Seton Hill.
Seabaum misses her first. 3:55 left to go in regulation. Vulcans lead 70-56, now 71-56 as Seabaum hits her second.
And the Vulcans have missed 6 free throws in the game, but it hasn't come back to haunt them as we get a steal here by Emma Mahadi.
Big steal by Mahadi, gets up to Seabaum now. Seabaum pressured by Ortiz. Seabaum having a strong game today, playing quite a few minutes. Dixon now to Seabaum. Seabaum drives inside, throws up a shot, that's no good. Rebound bounces around and White's gonna come away with it. Elena White brings it up for the Lakers. Pulls up, looks for some help, tried to go to Fisher. It's going to go out of bounds off of Seabaum.
And Seabaum right there inadvertently tipped the ball away, just threw her arms up. White trying to go out to Fisher, and it hit off the arm of Seabaum and went out of bounds. And still a disruptive defense today for the Vulcans.
3:14 left to go. Clocker gives it to White, top of the key. Clocker has time, now gives it to Fisher. Fisher drives inside, tries to go back, and it will go to Pia Jesse. Rebound comes to Pia Jesse. Kicks it out to Fisher. It's going to be a foul underneath against the Lakers. Or excuse me, it's going to be a 5-second call underneath against the Lakers.
That's going to go on Pia Jesse. She was underneath for too long and not counted as a foul really, but it's a big turnover. You're trying to come back. You don't have a lot of time. You're just going to give the Vulcan more opportunity for more points.
Kukul drives inside, draws the foul. She will go to the line for 2, as that is the 10th foul.
And that's going to go on number 22, Elena White. That's her 4th, so one more, and she has been fouled out of this game as Kukul hits the first.
Irina Kukul has played a very strong game coming off the bench. 7 points, played well defensively as for the Vulcans. Shot will not fall. Ball goes out of bounds off of CeCe Dixon, so the Lakers will have possession.
CeCe Dixon, no good hustle, trying to fight for the rebound. Like I said, you can't get complacent, and that's a good example right there. The Vulcans trying to make sure they get off every opportunity they can.
Lakers bring it up. It's going to go to Pia Jesse. Her shot will not fall. Rebound comes to Mahadi. 2:30 left to go. Seabaum has possession, trying to cross the half-court line. She will. Now she pulls up, slows down the play, gives it to Mahadi. It's going to be a foul. Mahadi, it was away from the ball. The foul is going to go against Katie Fisher. It's going to be 2 shots for Irina Kukul.
And that's the 4th foul for Fisher now. So 3 players on the brink of being fouled out of this game. And you're really going to have to start testing the depth of the Mercyhurst bench with 2:21 left.
Kukul hits the first, and the Vulcans, Zach, have really come on strong in the second half.
Yeah, like we said, it was only a 2-point game at halftime. The Lakers had a 46, or excuse me, not a 46-44. They had a 48-46 lead at one point. But since then, they've been outscored 28-8. And that might be what happened against Seton Hill as well. They just had a good offensive swing and then just lost their rhythm.
Clocker looks to drive inside, no shot, but she did draw the foul. She'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
That's going to go on Frotz. That's her 3rd. And Clocker going to the line. She's a 79% free throw shooter.
Clocker hits her first. She now has 17 points on the day. With 2:07 left to go in regulation, the Vulcans lead 74-57. Clocker misses her second. The Vulcans get the rebound, but Dixon couldn't control it. But they're going to say it went off of a Lakers player. Now they're reversing it, as I thought it was Dixon that stepped out of bounds. White a little frustrated with that call, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and I was surprised at the call as well, giving it back to California, thinking it hit off a Cal player out of bounds, giving it to the Lakers, but the refs huddled together and got it right.
White tries to go to Pia Jesse. It's tipped out of bounds off of Frats. California doesn't like that call, and rightfully so once again, as both Frats and Pia Jesse were up there, but it did go off of Pia Jesse. Pia Jesse drives inside. Pass tipped once again, and the Vulcans get possession.
And like I said, the steals have started to build up for the Vulcans as well. That's 3rd for Frats in the game.
Kate Seabaum drives inside and gets 2 more points. She now has 8 on the day.
And that might be one of the season highs for Kate Seabaum. She doesn't play a lot of minutes, only averaging about 1.6 points a game. This clock is going to go to the line. The foul's going to go on Emma Mahadi.
That's her 3rd personal, team 9th. It will be 2 shots, though, for Clocker with 1:32 left to go. Clocker hits her first. Checking into the game will be Jessica Bell, for White.
And besides White and Adrian Clocker today, they have combined for 38, now 39 of the team's points. 20 points have come from the rest of the Lakers, and that's just not going to get the job done. You have to be a balanced offense team. Look at what the Vulcans have done. They've only had 1 player not score that's been in, and the reason they've really built this strong 17-point lead.
Penasino checks into the game for Clocker, and the Vulcans with 125 lead, 59. Mahadi gives it to Seabaum. She had a wide open 3 instead, drives inside, can't get the shot to fall, rebound, bounces around, eventually comes to Pia Jesse. Penasino brings it up. Trying to create something offensively here. She still has control of the ball, kicks it back out to Fisher. 1 minute left in regulation. Fisher throws him a shot. That's good for 2. 76-59.
That's only the 4th point total for Fisher today. No one else on the team has more than 8 besides Clocker and White. As we're going to see a foul here, and the Vulcans going to go back to the line.
Excuse me, it's 76-61. There's going to be a foul against Fisher. That's her 5th, so she is out of the game. Caitlin Frats will be at the line, trying to add to her point total.
If she makes at least one of these, she'll be up to 25 points, and that's the most points a Vulcan has scored in quite some time. But that's because of the balanced attack. You don't need someone to go out there and score 25 or more points every game. Like some teams have a player that can do that. You have a lot of options on your bench.
Frats hit the first, missed the second. 45 seconds left in regulation. Vulcans lead 77-61. Clocker tries to drive inside. Shot went off all. Pia Jesse gets possession, but then it's going to come to Dixon. Fratz is going to get fouled by Pia Jesse. That will be her first. And Fratz will go to the line for 2.
We see right here, Mercyhurst trying to trap against the baseline. Pia Jesse just kind of shoves Fratz down to the ground, and that's what caused the foul. And that's only Pia Jesse's first foul, but Mercyhurst, they're only 35 seconds left, really, and their prayers of coming back in this one seem to be dwindling.
Fratz misses her first. 34.6 seconds to go. Fratz' second shot, no good as well. Lakers get the rebound.
And that's 3 straight free throws that Fratz has come up well short on hitting the front of the rim. Hopefully that doesn't become a chronic problem for her in the rest of the season.
Artis drives inside and draws the foul. It's going to be 23.9 seconds left as Artis is going to go to the line for 2.
And that was on Irina Kuko. That is her first of the game, so the Vulcans trying to stay out of foul trouble. The only person with more than 3 is Cece Dixon. She has 4.
First shot is good. 77-62 now the score. T's second shot is up. That one is no good. Rebound comes to Kukul. She's going to get fouled on the play by Pia Jesse, and she'll go to the line.
And Kuko, if she makes both of them, she will break into double digits as well at 10 points. She has 8 now in the game. And coming into this game, she's a 75% free throw shooter.
Kukul hits her first. (78-62) the score. Hits her second as well. Now 79 points for the Vulcans. 20 seconds left. Clocker throws up a 3. That is good for Clocker. She's now over 20 points on the day. Fratz brings it up for California, and with 10 seconds left, I think she's just going to try and hold it. She drives inside. No, she's going to give it to Mahadi. Mahadi's just going to hold it under 5, and the Vulcans are going to take the win 79-65 over the Lakers of Mercyhurst.
And a great balanced attack today, led by Caitlin Fratz, who was our player of the game, player to watch. Irina Kuko also adding 10.
And as you said, Caitlin Fratz, our player of the game. She was absolutely incredible, scoring 25 points, and here's just some of the highlights.
You see right here, the first bucket of the game for the Vulcans. A fast break runner layup. Good for Frost. She had a couple of those go in, a couple of threes as well. You see one here. A lot of points from the free throw line as well. There's a good balanced attack from Frost today. Also adding on the defensive end, propelling her team to a victory.
The Vulcans get the win 79-65 from the Convocation Center. We thank you for watching Vulcan Women's Basketball right here on CUTV.